Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So let's make this beautiful shirt dress for our princesses today. And the first thing I am doing is to mark a straight line to serve as our starting point. And from that straight line I am going to go down to my bust point, and I marked at 9 inches. If you look at the style very well, you see that armhole is not a fitted one, so I went ahead to mark my half length and then the full measurement, my full measurement, which is at 32 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect these lines. Once I am done with this, I'm going to go ahead and mark our neck. We are going to go ahead and mark our neckline. And for the width of the neckline, I am marking at 2.5 inches. I marked at 3 inches, but I changed it to 2.5 inches because this is a shirt. Then for the width of it, I am marking at 3 inches. So the width is 2.5 inches while the depth is 3 inches. Then I am going to go ahead and make a curve to give it a round neck. So we are marking the front and the back together, and since there is no zipper allowance, that's why I did not add any zipper allowance. Then I'm going to go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement and divided by 2, and I'll also mark the same shoulder measurement divided by 2 as my bust point, and then I'll connect the 2 points. The next thing I'm going to do is to mark my shoulder slope at 1 inch, and then I'll connect my connect it to the neckline. I've seen some people asking the measurement and the how old. Please, I don't know how we are going to do it, but just measure the child and insert your own measurement in every area I am inserting my. But if you need it, I'll always put it in the description box sometimes. So I marked my bust points, and then I added 1 inch allowance for ease. And when you look at it, you see the style is not a fitted one. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this from my bust point with a slanted line to my hem, just like you see me doing. Please go ahead and do it the same. So we're not inserting our waist measurement because it's not a fitted gown. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to go up by 1 inch at that point that you see me, and then I'll connect it to meet our hem line, just like you see me do, so that it doesn't have a pointy edge by the time we are done. And that's basically all for the bodice. Remember, I said we are cutting the back and the front together. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please take 1 minute to hit on the subscribe button. Join this amazing growing family. And to my old subscribers, I say thank you. So we are going to go ahead and cut out the yoke for this shirt, because if you look at it, you see that it has 2 different colors. And for this, I am going down by 6.5 inches from the starting point, not from the slanted place. So I went down by 6.5 inches. When I marked at 6 inches, but I added ½ inch as I wanted to draw this line, so I marked at 6.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So we are going to be transferring the yoke to a different fabric, and I am going to be using this Ankara fabric for this, and I am contemplating on which bridal satin to use for this, the peach or the silver one. I don't know at this point. Which do you think is going to go better? So I decided we're going to go ahead and insert our pattern to our fabric, and you can see I added ½ inch at the upper part, and then I added ½ inch at the lower part as well. If you want to hem with more than ½ inch, please add more than ½ inch. I also added ½ inch to the armhole, and then 1.5 inches to the seamless side, and I'll go ahead and cut this out. Remember, our fabric is folded into 4 because we are cutting the back and the front together. So I'll just separate it. I'll take out the back bodice, and then I'll separate the front body to have a separate line, or divide it into 2. So this is for the front, and I decided to use the peach for this for this. So I just marked a straight line to know where my starting point is, and then I went down by 1 inch for my back neckline, and then I'll connect it. And every other side I am adding ½ inch to it before cutting it out. So I'll first of all cut my back bodice or my back yoke and also the back neckline. Then I'll use that pattern to cut out for the front. So this is it after cutting out the front and the back. And remember, the front is going to be open, and that is 2 separate ones. So this is the front and this is the back. So we are going to go ahead and insert the yoke to the main bodice. So this is for the back. The back is going to be closed. So I'm going to go ahead and place it. Make sure that you centralize it, and I'll go ahead and start pinning this down. Once I am done pinning it down, I'm going to stitch it down by ½ inch, and then I'll repeat the same process for the back. Please make sure that you arrange your back bodice well. When pinning this down, this is not the right way to pin this, but I discovered it afterwards and I rearranged it. So this is it after I am done with the stitching of the yoke. So we are going to go ahead and arrange this front facing front. Then I'm going to go ahead and pin it down before going to my sewing machine to stitch it all the way from one end to the other. So this is it after I was done stitching it down. We are going to go ahead and pipe the armhole. And for the armhole, I have a fabric stripe of 2 inches for the width, and then the length is as long as your armhole. So I'll fold it into 2 and then place it at the wrong side of the fabric, stitch it all the way from one end to the other, and then turn it to the other side and then stitch it down. So you are stitching at the wrong side first and then turn it to the right side. So this is it after I was done, and I'm going to go ahead and insert the one for the buttons. And for the width of it, I have 2.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and place this at the wrong side, and then I'll stitch it all the way from one end to the other, and then I'll turn it to the right side, turn it ½ inch, and then turn it to close it up with the remaining one. I hope you understand this. Just try it with your pin, and you will get it before stitching it down. So this is it after I was done. I'm going to cut out the excess on it. You can see the style is coming together. Then the next thing I'm going to do, so we are going to go ahead and cut out our collar for this. And for the collar, so that this video will not be so long, I'm just going to measure the neckline, and then for the cutting tutorial, I'm going to put in the description box the video for how to cut your collar. This tutorial is already long. I don't want it to be longer than it is now. So check out this description box on how to cut your collar. It will be there. The video will be there. So this is it after I was done cutting the collar. I'm just taking out my pins so that we can attach it to the fabric. So I'm going to do the main collar front facing front, and I'm going to stitch it all the way you see me stitch it down. And once I am done, I'll turn it to the right side. And then I'm going to go ahead and iron this. If you have a collar stay, please put it in it so that it can stay. I don't have a collar stay, that's why my is so wobbling. So I'm going to go ahead and hold it to notch the center, and then for the collar stand, I'm also notch the center as well. Then I'll place my collar and then get my collar stand. I'll be doing front facing front. Those that notches that I made, I'll make sure that I mash it, and then I'll pin it down, and I'll turn to the other side and pin the other collar stand as well. Once I am done with this, I'll start pinning all the way from that end to the end of the collar stand. Once I am done, I'll stitch from that place to the end, then I'll pin the other side too before stitching. So this is it. After I was done, I'll cut out any excesses I have there and then turn it out to the right side. Just like I mentioned, if you have a collar stay, please put it there. It's going to help you a lot. And we moved to a different location because light has been the biggest issue I have been having of recent. So for the collar, I put about 1/2 inch in, and then I ironed it down. So for the neckline, I'm just making a notch at the center, and then I'll make a notch at the center of the collar as well. Once I am done, I'm going to match the 2 notches I made and then pin it down. You can see it's front facing the front of the gown, I believe. And then once I am done, I'll turn it to the other side and then close it up the way you see me do, and then stitch it down all the way to the end. So this is it. After I was done stitching it down, I don't have a light. I would have ironed, but we move. So the next thing I'm going to do is to arrange the gown front facing front, and we're going to go ahead and stitch at the seam side. Just measure your bust, and every other side is just free gown. So this is it. After I was done stitching it, the 2 seam side, and so the next thing I'm going to do is to hem this, and then for the button, I'm going to be attaching the what's it called, buttonhole, and then attach my buttons and weave the remaining place. So this is it. I am done with this style. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find value in it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you do, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and don't forget to share my videos to family and friends, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.